you already put it live?
Yeah.
Hey, yo, what the heck?
No one shows up for like the first 15 minutes.
Hi. Ow. I have... The microphone's far away, so if you can't hear me, that freaking sucks. I'm not moving. And so, welcome to me sitting in a room by myself for 6 straight hours, also known as 5 Nights at Freddy's in real life. It's me sitting here. I've got my security hat on, and I'm ready to freaking party. But I feel like I have all these little paper cuts all over my hands, and I don't know where they're from, dude. It's driving me bonkers. You ever get those, just paper cuts? And I don't know, because I found it. It's on this tab. The thing is, I work with paper all day, because I am the craft, like the art teacher in my classroom. I do like the crafts and whatnot, for my job. And then we were doing crafts after school for my second job. And then for my third job, I do glass paintings, which is glass, and it cuts me. What the freak? That freaking sucks. And then for my fourth job, I'm outside using my hands. My hands are just looking really gnarly right now. I was looking at it today. I was like, Dad, because Olivia just put on some fake nails, and they look real cute. Look at these chunky boys. No nails. I'm hoping to Halloween soon. Man, I freaking love October. I love Halloween. But we still haven't even gotten our Halloween boxes out, dude. I was hoping to put up Halloween decorations on Monday. But then I ended up just working all day. Whoops. It is what it is. Luckily, Halloween's every day in your heart. Just like it's always Pride Month. It's always Halloween if you just want it to be in your heart. For today, fit check, I've got Jack Skellington pants. My grandma got me, I think, from Walmart. They're purple, and they've got Jack Skellington on them. Crown sweatshirt, yellow paint on the drawstring. I just saw that. Dog hair. 5 Nights at Freddy's hat. I don't know where this is from. This hat just appeared in my room one day. I actually don't know whose hat this is. I also don't know if you can hear me. Hey, hit me up if you can hear me or not, if you're out there in the audience. Anyone out there in the world. Because Evie told me I've been quiet all day, and I've kind of had like a headache all day. You know, sometimes when this is our thing, it's related mostly to people who have heavy, biological masses in their front. So not just women, but anyone who like carries a lot of weight, particular in their frontal chest region. Sometimes when I use a support system for my frontal chest weights, it lays on my traps in a certain way, and it hurts me. And I'm in pain. Let me check if this thing is rolling. Evie said she put it live, but I didn't know if she was being for realsies. Because it says, hey, can you guys... I can't see the friggin' mic. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Is it live? I guess we'll never know. So there's my fit check. I had earrings on today, but I don't know where they are. I took them off. Snack check. Bananas. I have chocolate covered bananas with a little bit of dog hair on them. Excuse me. Wow, 3 burps in a row. While waiting for Evie, you guys want to see my paintings? They're not. I want them to be ready for Halloween, but they're not, because this week I am working till Thursday. And then we'll leave immediately Thursday after my... I'm not working my second job. I'm just working my first job, and then I'll, like, drop off the kid from my second job. So I work there for, like, 20 minutes. And then we're driving to Indianapolis. Woo! So it's kind of like a work weekend, except I'll be away from all of my work. And I feel like I shouldn't go. I really want a road trip, but I don't want to go to Indianapolis. I just like riding in the car. So I'm split on that decision. I like road trips. I would just like to road trip and then come home the next day and then work. That's okay. Let me show you let me get them really quick. My paintings. Maybe for Halloween. Let me also check while I'm up. Let me check my okay, I was like, imagine this whole time, you just haven't been able to hear me, and I would I would cry, but there's no tears in my body. I'm made out of rocks and dirt. Slay. It's very cool, in my opinion. Says we have one guy watching. Hey, guy. I don't know if that's just like our like stream bot in there, but hey. I'm fighting. I'm fighting. I'm fighting. I don't know why Evie put this live and left. I don't really want to talk. I'm tired. Sad. Here's a Mega Bayonet. He's just giggling. He's a little guy. Thank you. I made a couple of them, but whatever. Hey man, what's the point of being alive? Five Nights at Freddy's. Correct answer. I wish Evie would come back because I just want to sit down and be like a little slug. If you could be one creature, what would it be? That's a lie. If you could be one, like, insect or, like, mollusky... What are slugs? Let me look that up. If you could be one creature like a worm or slug, what would you be? Thoughts? Vibe check. If you could be... I would be... You know, I saw a snail with its shell on. That was crazy. I've never seen a snail with this shell. Let's see, what classification is a worm? People already know what's going on here. An invertebrate animal. Let me see what a slug is. If you could be one, like, little cryptid thing. Oh, it's a gastropoda. It's an invertebrate. If you could be one thing akin to snail or worm, what would you be? I would be... Technically, I'm cheating. I would be a tiny frog.
That is cheating.
I already spooked. Ooh, spooky. Ooh,
I have...
depression. Ooh.
Ooh. That's not even spooky at this point because it's just in existence. Did I already give you the Joy-Cons?
Yes, I have them.
Okay.
What would be your answer? What would you
come bearing cake because it was Olivia's birthday. So whichever slice you want of that.
But how would you answer that question? If you had to be something...
I also have yarn to make a small Freddy.
I'm gonna put this on the ground so it doesn't fall. When you sit down, I'll bring it back. So I would, if you had to be a worm or a slug, what would you be?
I feel like slugs are more resilient. Worms fry in the sun very easily.
Exactly. I was like, but worms can dig, but I guess slugs can also dig. I would be a real big slug. Real big.
Yeah, slugs can also, I feel, get a lot bigger.
Slimy.
Worms just kind of get longer.
I'd be a poisonous slug. I feel like they have, like, orange. I'd be an orange slug. I want to be an orange slug with, like, black spots.
I'm sure that those exist.
And I want to be spiky. You know those spiky caterpillars? Those guys kind of freak me out. Hey, man, bugs are super gross. Thoughts on bugs? Thoughts from the audience? That's what I thought. Crickets. Crickets are spooky. I would agree with you. I'm not the biggest fan, but I like bats. I think bats are really cool because they eat bugs, and I'm honestly, like, kind of down for that. Hey, down with bugs, yo. I want to decorate. It's funny, I went to my kid's house today for my, second job, and he's like, we decorate our house so much. It's so decorated. And I got there, and it's, like, one spider on the window. And it's, like, 2 pumpkins out front. It made me laugh so hard. He was like, our house is so decorated. You're going to be so surprised when you see it. And it was literally...
our child.
2 pumpkins.
Our collective child we own.
They're not carved. They have, like, the push-in things. So it's 2 pumpkins on the front doorstep and then 1 spider on the window. And he was like, oh my gosh, it's so scary. I was like, buddy, we just put, I think, our 40th poster up in our room.
All right,
Walk
so
into our room
I'm
and
here.
Collapsed. I've also been having...
We're honestly kind of...
rancid farts. I'm just letting you know in advance.
All right.
I don't know. So what's happening is only since we got home, I peed and it didn't stink, and then I farted on my way out, and then I turned the fan on because it stank so bad. And I left. I'm just letting you know because I'm about to rip one.
Okay, go on.
It might not stink, and it might stink. I don't know. Can't tell you. Oh, that one stunk. Sorry.
Alright.
I'm gonna be alone forever.
Just because someone who doesn't have a sense of smell.
I don't know, man. I also this morning.
Well, now I feel like a ninja, actually, so it's fine.
I thought today was. I did all of calendar and like morning meeting. I did it all for Monday, and nobody said anything. I did the whole thing.
Do you care which piece of cake you hit?
No.
Okay.
But I got to the very end, and like my co-teacher didn't say anything. None of the kids said anything. It's like a 15-minute process of me talking about days and asking multiple kids, and nobody said Tuesday until I got to the very end. Where we go, today is whatever Tuesday, whatever, and I said Monday, and I said, wait a second, something ain't right. And
they probably all.
And then I had to go back and do the whole thing again for Tuesday.
To be fair, I also thought it was Monday. I didn't realize it was Tuesday until I was actually at the house nanning.
It was super weird because at the end of the day, my boss.
She does. She'll find it one day.
What?
Right now, I'm that person.
Find the fart. I can't see because the microphone's right in front of the screen, so you have to read it to me.
You gotta find. I can barely see it myself.
Like,
you gotta find someone you can fart with.
Yeah. The thing about Evie is Evie has like, oh thank you, she's got like gas issues, so I have to fart enough for the both of us.
Well, it's like I do, but it's not like you are. It's more like it just holds there and hurts, you know?
No, I don't.
So you have like occasionally you fart,
I'm gassy
but most of the time it just
yo.
stays inside and it hurts.
I'm a gassy girl. I'm like.
I know, but you have like more like
pooping and farting.
You have like a lot more volume to yours. Yours sounds a lot more like impressive.
That's fair. I'm very gassy. I have a lot of
anyway.
tolerance.
So game we're playing tonight, Madeline's being around the bush, but as you can see, she has
beating the bush.
That's funny.
Well, last week I was like, yeah, Halloween.
Yeah,
in between.
No, I have to wonder.
Now, my life's gotten.
You know what? I have to want to know where beating around the bush came from. Like this, they beat someone around a bush.
Maybe you're like, I don't know. Maybe like. You know, in olden days, they would just hit stuff with sticks.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Are they
like,
chasing?
Oh, let's hit this metal thing with a stick.
Were they chasing? Were they chasing?
You know, they have like the little rings.
I know. I just like the fact that you're like, let's hit this.
Woo!
Is the fact that
kids go outside and play. Back in my day, we had great games, and then cut to footage of them in like the sepia tone browns. They're wearing like little knickers and those. The socks that have like the ankle strap on them, and they're just beating things with sticks.
Like Dad.
Yeah, just beating. That's
what Dad did.
There's
in
his gutters on buildings, and he's just whacking them. They're like, "Oh, we're having so much fun."
Can you imagine Dad in like the high stockings and stuff like that?
Yes. No, he was in the 70s, so he had like the little shorty shorts.
Yeah.
And like the crop tops from the shorty shorts, and then like the super curly blonde. Realistically, you could call it a Jewfro. His mom's Jewish. Like ethnically, it's really funny. She's Roman Catholic, like religiously, but when he did like her DNA thing, she's got like a percentage of Jewish in her.
I still don't get how Jewish is an ethnicity.
Is Polish. Her mom immigrated for Poland, so well, it's I don't know how exactly it works, but Jewish is an ethnicity, but also a religion.
Yeah, that's just real.
I don't understand.
That's weird.
You can be like Jewish by race, but not Jewish by like my friend Taylor is Jewish
but there's
by
no
race,
country. There's no.
But they are agnostic by religion. They choose.
But there's
not
like
to...
no country of Jew.
Jerusalem.
No, but that's
Jerusalem.
No, but that's not. Well, first of all, that's not exclusively theirs. They've been fighting over that for years.
Hey,
but
I gave you an answer, and this is like my class. Oop! You just say okay, and we move on. Don't question me.
I don't.
History and geography are my two lowest subjects. Absolutely.
I also like the fact.
Ask me one history question. See if I can answer.
I was literally trying to announce
history quiz. Indulge me, Evie. This is my warm up.
Okay, where's Moldova?
I thought you said, where's Moldova? Waldo? Hey, where's Waldo? Where's Moldova? That's not a real country.
It is.
No, that's from Ultimate Alliance 2.
No, it isn't.
What country is from the game?
First of all, the game you're thinking of is Spectrobes. Second of all...
No, I'm thinking of Ultimate Alliance 2 with Dr. Doom when you go into a level and he's in when you were fighting Dr. Doom.
You're not in Moldova.
What's that place called?
Latvia?
Latvia? That's also not a country. Moldovia? That sounds like what it...
Moldova is a country.
Moldova or Moldovia?
Moldova. Because the reason I remember...
because it's Philippines?
No.
Is it in the Pacific Islands?
No.
Is it in Europe?
Yes. Somewhere in there.
You don't even know. So ask me a question about America. See if I can answer that. Ask me about world events. I just need I need a little time to blow off some steam before we start.
All right.
We were at carpool this morning, and then my co-teacher's friend.
How
came
many
up, and she was talking
Great
about...
Lakes are there?
5?
And what are their names?
Do you know the answers to these questions? Ask me things you know the answers to, so that I know we can fact check.
Well, I was just
Erie,
here's the fun thing.
Superior, Michigan, Michigan. Wait, I have to start from the beginning. Erie, I have to know that because that's where we were born. I have to know one of them. Superior, because it's better than you, baby. Michigan, because it's attached to the state. Are there 5?
Yes.
Ontario?
I think so, yeah.
Huron,
I think.
Boom.
So the reason I asked that is because...
Geography,
so the funny thing is, I was talking to the Color Guard girls the other day. I wish they watched us, because I talk about them all the time. So I was talking about the other
nobody
day.
I know
and
from my job
I was
watches.
saying I was next to the lake,
so.
and my captain, she just stares at me, like, with this blank look. I'm like, the Great Lake. And she's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, do you know what the Great Lakes are, right? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, do you know how many they are? And she's like, and she just blank stares at me. I'm like, do you know the names of any of the lakes? And she's like, there's a big one, right?
Girl after my own heart, dude.
I'm just like, what do they teach you in school these days?
Nothing, dude. As a teacher, I can tell you nothing. I know the curriculum and the standards, dog. At this point, we're trying to just get them to survive. Like, the standards have gotten so low.
Well, they're clearly not doing that.
Not really. Yeah, I'm just...
Anyway, so this long segue. I like the fact that we said beat around the bush and somehow we're on geography now. Anyway. Let's whack this thing with a stick. It's a game.
My co-teacher's friend, she was talking about... They were talking about, she's going through her season of grieving and learning how to accept elephant. I was like, oh yeah, I went through a season like that a couple of years ago. It's tough, sucks, whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah, I didn't tell her, like, I'm still in it, I'm not getting out of that, but, For her, there's at least the light at the other tunnel, so I'm gonna let her see that. But then I just said something normal, and she was like, haha, that's so funny, like, you should be an author. I was like, Evie's an author. I was like, actually, we do, a little bit of streaming-y, podcasty stuff. She's like, you should so totally do that, blah, blah, blah.
We do it.
I guess old people find us funny, and that's why we haven't found our target audience.
I know, because no one old is up this late.
We need to talk to parents of our children that we work for, because
a lot of people tell us we're funny.
Think we're really funny.
Yep, a lot of people tell us that we're funny.
I think it's just because they're disconnected from the youth, so they don't know what's going on.
Well, the thing is I'm like, well, apparently we're so funny, but we cannot find an audience.
My
anyway,
bananas have melted.
I'm sorry.
They're melted now.
You shouldn't have
I'm gonna start reacting to things like Nikocado avocado. I'm just gonna go, whoa!
I don't.
And then I'll jiggle my fat around.
Every time you put those videos on, it made me so uncomfortable.
Well, they're not meant for you to watch. They're just meant for you to listen to in the background while you do something else.
Yeah,
noise.
Do you know how well I can ignore a screen?
No, I'm not you.
I've literally said it repeatedly that I cannot ignore a screen when it's in the same room with me. That's why I'll just move myself somewhere else.
Dang, that's crazy. My bananas are all...
I've told you this for years. Anyway, mine had dog hair on it too. I think the fan blows it around. Anyway, so long segment of some sort done. We're playing FNAF tonight. I actually questioned Madeline 3 times throughout the course of the last week, being like,
I want to do it. Here's the thing. I want to do it. I'm just debating my life.
Well, debate it well. We have
So I am doing it. I just want you to know. It might not be as exciting as it could be literally any other day except for today. But I think what hurts me is that I had a taste of the freedom on Sunday. I went to the mountains with my friends. It was super cold. And then I came back, and immediately the next day, went to work. So I had a taste of freedom, and now I'm like, oh, I forgot that
You're gonna get another taste this
4.
weekend. You got a 3-day weekend.
Well, it's a 3-day weekend where I'm going to hang out with my brother, his girlfriend, and Olivia.
Who is downstairs?
All together.
They're actually playing Uno and Mercy, apparently.
And they're so fun together. Because, there's definitely not a significant age gap or interest gap. We all actually love all the same things and get along super well. And I'm being facetious when I say that because we have practically nothing in common. And don't get along super well. Mostly they get along great, and I think when they're together, they're all annoying. Separately, they're not as bad, but together I think they're all pretty annoying, honestly. And I love it because I'm old and crotchety, and they're young and full of life, and it makes me want to siphon their youth off of them and drink it like a...
Is this why you want me to keep adding?
Look what you.
Is this why you want me to add vampires into our campaign because you're a vampire?
Yeah, I'd love to do that. One of the kids in my class was the Vampire King. He inspires me. Today, I got him out of the car, and I was like, hey, like, my shirt's not even cool, and my pants are lame. It's just, because he loves Jack Skellington, and I wore Nightmare Before Christmas stuff, and I was like, they're cool, but honestly, you don't even have to look. You can see in your car. Like, school's the worst. He's like, yeah, I know, right? And then he got right out of the car, went to the blanket. Like, there's no fighting over it. It was very funny. I was like, I want to go home. And he was like, me too.
He's going to be so ready for the teen phase.
And then we both did morning meeting, and it was fine.
And you made sure it was Monday.
Yeah, and he did the wrong day. So, this weekend is not... Well, here's the thing. The road trip up... I don't even know, because realistically, if my dad goes on the road trip, I'm hoping... Because usually when my mom and I go on road trips, it's fine, because we just like to take our time. But...
I think Dad's actually in the living room watching this right now, doing a puzzle.
If my dad goes on the road trip, I'm worried that we will be rushed. Dad, if you're watching this, this is a message to you. I like to take my time.
He's watching us right now.
I like to go to Target. And you have to let me go to Target.
When you wear beanies, it really accents your eyebrows.
That's all I have in life. All I look forward to is going to all the Targets on the East Coast. And if I can't go to the Targets on the East Coast, I will be sad. And for everyone who's listening downstairs, I stand by every word I say. I think you're all fine.
I think we need to start the game.
But I think you're all annoying together because you're young. And it makes me mad because I'm old and my body hurts all the time. And I'm sleepy and I'm angry and I'm working too much. Alright, let's play the game. This would be better. See, here's the thing. I don't have anyone to talk to about this stuff outside of A, the internet void, which my family watches, so my family. And B, no one. So. Bang.
You do have to pick up the Joy-Cons.
Oh, I have to start the game?
Remember earlier when I said, do you still have the Joy-Cons? And you said yes?
Why don't you play through the first night? Because you don't really do anything in the first night.
The whole point was that you were going to do this, face your fears, and I'm going to crochet a little Freddy while we're doing this. Hit update.
Boy, update. Oh, boy. Now I can stall. Oh, boy. I don't do any
Madeline, I literally asked Madeline 3 times over the course of this, do you want to, do this? She's like, yes, it's something I have to do, because I have to prove to myself I can do it. And
well, here's the thing. It's not that I don't want. It's
we also consider the fact that
struggling right now in life.
We also consider that we might just do the first night of every game since we have the whole collection.
I want to do, and I'm doing this because I'm going to by force reclaim October.
This is us reclaiming it by force. Yeah. I told you I'll make you a little bat. It's just we have that order I have to do first. But otherwise, your little bat is my next thing to do.
That's fine.
Ironically, the one that got bought is the one that I actually enjoyed the least making. Because of course it would be. So now I'm going to go and be I'm going to be obsessed with the franchise. You got to be in it. Yeah, she has a point. You do have a hat on.
Fine.
So, you got 2 minutes.
I'm letting it download, which is fine.
So Mally's going to do this. I'm going to make a small Freddy in the process. Yeah. So this is better white yarn than the stuff I used before. The stuff I used before was so stiff, and it did not feel great on the hands. I mean, it's soft. It's all soft, but compared to what this yarn normally feels like, is very soft, and this is just kind of a little stiff. I don't know if it's because they bleach it because it's white or something like that, but this is softer than the other stuff I used, but it's still stiff for this yarn. So yeah, I'm going to make a little thing. I'm going to hope it doesn't shred to death, and I'm wearing all black, so it will stick to everything very obviously.
I'm going to wait for all these to download really quick. It'll just take a couple minutes.
Anyway, so we're going to start with FNAF 1, which honestly, I think most people who are in the FNAF franchise by this point, you know the basics on how FNAF 1 works, because it's the one that has the most predictable RNG, I think. It's the one most RNG based, the other ones you can honestly cheat the system a bit more, but this is the one that everyone and their brother made a video on how to beat this game,
I'm gonna go to the bathroom before we start while he's downloading.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna go to the bathroom really quick.
And the very least, I think that if we did this, you could definitely get through Sister Location.
Yeah.
The other ones are very RNG based, but I think you could definitely get through Sister Location, which is Madeline's favorite FNAF game, obviously. In terms of what I've been doing, I'm making this little FNAF thing. For those who know of it, you'll see it on my Instagram a little later, but I finally put eyes on the axolotl I've had in the basement forever. It was like the second thing I made crochet-wise, and it finally has eyes. And I'm never doing felt ties again. They're not hard, just they feel like a needless amount of work because, I don't know, I know it's an ADHD thing. I remember exactly what they call it, but the whole idea of like having multiple tasks open and not being able to close them is immensely like frustrating to the point where you just procrastinate on something you could do very easily. So that's kind of like why like I do patterns that like don't have a lot of sewing, because that sewing acts as like an extra step that I have to do. Thank you. I'm glad you're proud of me. It makes me feel better. So that like doing sewing and stuff is an extra step that makes it just longer. So that's why things have more sewing, even if it's not too like hard to do it. It's why like I made something for Mallory's teaching partner, and the parts have been done for like 3 days, but I've been busy actually crocheting other stuff because the act of sitting down and sewing it was just something in my brain was just like, no, don't want to do that right now. Because, I don't know, crocheting something new was more predictable and exciting than doing something that I already had. I don't know. So, doing felt eyes was the same thing, where I had to sit down, find the felt, cut out the felt, then find the hot glue gun, wait for the hot glue gun to heat up, glue the eyes together, glue them onto the plushie, and I don't know, some people might like it. I can admit it will be useful if you have something like an irregular eye shape. Like I have to put it on this chow one I made. I'll show the chow one on stream when it's finished officially. For those who I guess who don't know, I have a Instagram called Dusk Crochet, which is all where I make my creatures. But I was making like there's like a chow I have to do, and its eyes shapes are kind of irregular, so the felt eyes make sense there. But like for these other ones, I'm kind of just like felt eyes feel like so much extra effort. Like there's in my mind, I just see like 10,000 other steps I have to do, and it's not really that much. It's not really that hard. But I just see like 10 other steps I need to do, as opposed to just I pop the eyes in, I close the head, we call it a day, and I go from there. That's why like I probably will never do felt eyes again, because just it feels, especially it doesn't. I admittedly didn't put a lot of effort into it, but wait, what size hook am I using on this? I also should have used the larger hook. I'm looking at back at the creature I made an otter for my teaching partner, and I'm kind of like, in hindsight, yeah, this is a 5. That's probably fine. I also don't know how to. I still am trouble judging hook sizes on things, but let's see. So I'll move it over here as long as we're waiting for Madeline, so that it's not so much in my way. Anyway, so 1, 2. So the hard part when you're doing stuff like this is that this yarn sheds very easily. I don't know how well you can see what I'm doing right here. I'll try and should be able to see it well enough because I have a black shirt on. But the idea is that in order to do it, you have to close this big like loop right here. You see this like little loop I got going on right here? You have to close that in order to like close a magic ring. And the thing is that the yarn, especially white stuff that's more stiff like this, loves to catch on itself and just shred right off the string in the middle because it's fuzz that's on a string. And so sometimes trying to close the loop on these things is the biggest pain in the butt. But also everyone loves fuzzy yarn things. Like I'm a texture person. I got commissioned by someone to make one of these little teddy bears for this kid who was going through surgery, like a open heart surgery, and she's like, but can you make sure that like he's autistic, he has sensory issues? I'm like, girl, don't worry about it. I don't use scratchy yarns. I cannot use scratchy yarns. They will bug the heck out of me. So don't worry. As someone who is also on the autism spectrum, you will not have a scratchy yarn bear. Do not worry about that. It will be very soft. I did use my softer yarns. Well, soft as I was going to use for like this sort of thing. You don't want something that's so soft that's going to tear apart. I need something that's sturdy enough to hold together, but okay, I got one magic loop done with this white yarn that it sticks to itself. It's just it's stiff and it feels like it just sticks. Some slide right through. This one I feel almost like the fibers are like stiff up so that they just catch on each other when you start. So 3.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, just nod your head.
But I will say okay.
That's good.
If it counts.
5,
Another monster fart coming on.
6,
Alrighty. Who should? Aw, Patrick's.
7. That's our bro.
I forgot we had this on here. That'll be little Patrick.
Yeah, that one. That one's a bit much.
Oh, can you smell?
Yep.
I don't smell it yet.
No, it
Oh, I
wouldn't.
smell it now. Maybe I should get a blanket. Sorry, before I'm gonna leave you on this nice screen that's gonna mess up our bit rate thingy.
You know what's funny is that again, it's so different when you have like. We've never imagine we did this in another language.
Unlimited power.
Fast nights.
Yeah.
Imagine you just did that with you just put all the cheats on and be like, hey, we did it.
We did. No, actually,
Even if we did it with unlimited power, we probably would just miss like the game.
Yeah.
It's also fine. Me and Mally have watched 1,001 playthroughs of this game. Dang, I forgot to get. But me and Mally have watched 1,001 playthroughs of this game. So like we know how this game looks. We've watched it, but there is just something different between watching someone else play it and seeing the actual graphics on your screen. Like, sometimes they're clearer, sometimes they're muddier. Like, it's so interesting to think about how, like, you know, this is literally the game that changed YouTube and the internet as we know it. It's really, like, as they should, by the way, but like video game preservation, when people finally stop getting, you know, get the sticks out of their butts and start like actually worrying about video games preservation, like every other art form that we're so concerned about preserving, and you know, people stop fighting over emulation and ROMs and junk and stuff like that, and actually be like, hey, we should be saving these ancient art forms. You know, when we have video game museums one day, this one has to have like a whole hall dedicated to it. How much it changed YouTube itself.
All the videos. Watching it, I still could not tell you how to play. I know that you have to keep Freddy in like cam something, and then.
Now the first night, all you have to do is just check the doors for Bonnie and Chica. So just turn the light on every few seconds.
Don't know what buttons to press.
Well, it's probably gonna show you.
Okay, so I fart blanket. I don't know.
You put your fart blanket on.
This is going to work.
I'll let you know if it works.
It's so much scarier when the controller is in your hand. Yeah, I did this so long.
That's also the reason why there's a distance between me and Mally, so she can't squeeze the life out of my arm.
See how I'm toothless. So
He'll make you
a long time ago when I was in school, I was in a media course. And I did a lot of game studies for my media concentration. I did a lot of game studies and TV production, so I don't really have a lot of marketing experience, but I have a ton of media creation experience. And we had to do a speed run, and I didn't want to do a speed run, so instead I just kind of like cheated a little bit. So
that was for a speed run?
And then we had to do an analysis on.
I thought you said you just had to play a level of something.
I got a perfect score.
Because the other game we played was Epic Mickey. I'm like, you just said I had to play 2 levels of a game. Like, okay, fine.
Well, I had a bunch of different, but the specific one I remember is you had to do a speed run of either a whole game, you had to stream it or record it. Or, and I was like, I'm gonna see how fast I can speedrun night 1 of 5 Nights at Freddy's without dying. Knowing you pretty much don't die on this game. And it was really funny because I didn't know how to record, and I didn't know how to use, like, any of that software.
And she also decided to do it at night in the dark in our room.
And my I was in a weird place in my life at the time, so I had somebody called me who I'm not really talking, you know, I'm not connected to at this point in my life, but at the time I was. And, so it was a weird day. And I remember we had to delve into the different game design aspects about it and that kind of stuff, and it was cool. But I didn't record the audio separate, so it's just me talking over Phone Guy, because you're about to hear Phone Guy do his stuff.
Mr. Cawthon himself.
But I remember being really spooked and scared.
Spooked and scared? Because it is a spooky game.
Well, the first game especially, there's the most atmospheric elements.
Because it was... You'll find this is just a bent, like, graphic.
Okay, A is door, B is light. How do I camera? Boop button. Let's freaking go.
I don't know.
How do I camera?
I don't know.
Left.
Left?
Ah! So I think Freddy is in one of these. Normally you have to stall him in, and I think it's this one.
But he's not active until like night 3.
Hello?
You didn't pick up the phone,
Did
dummy.
I mute the phone? How do I pick up the phone?
You didn't pick up the phone!
I think I muted it. I pressed too many buttons. I think I muted it. Is there like an option where it tells me to...
You notice where it said controls?
No, where's that?
Is it not on options?
No, where? Where do you see controls? I see cheats. Let's see what happens. I won't press anything this time. Sorry, I just really wanted to touch all the stuff.
I know you did.
Your mom.
Which is your mom.
Nuh-uh. What? Hello. 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 This one's scary.
Well, you know, practically nothing can kill you the first night.
Don't poop on the floor. It's also me. I get a little quirky at night, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that endoskeleton moved, dude.
You did. I saw a random ant on my hand.
I don't know what that's all about. Well, here's a... See, he did move.
Yeah, he did move. He was looking at you. He must have gotten one of the rare little Easter egg things.
Dang, I'm burning through power, dude.
I wonder if it's because you were going through the camera for so long.
Dog hair in my mouth.
I mean, really all you have to do is just check the, lights. To see if, if they're at the window or not.
Dubs. But imagine this, the monitors at the time were much lower resolution. And, the screen,
this was only,
this is on a much bigger,
this was only on Steam at the time.
Yeah, this is also ported to a console, so you can see a little bit more of the warping. But also, we're, doing 4K and whatever now. Imagine doing this in, 1K.
I can definitely see the...
Oh, my God! Why are you moving? Go home, buddy, please! Stop!
Oh, yeah.
Literally go home!
Well, then keep an eye... He only comes in through that side, right?
I gotta listen.
Don't go to that camera. You already know he left.
Hey, yo, what the heck?
Check the one next to your door.
There he is. I found him. Hey, dog. Actually, not cool.
Yeah. Bonnie's the scariest one, right?
Yeah, that's one that he said he had nightmares of after modeling.
I made a Bonnie or two.
Don't do that.
It's not too hard of a thing. It's just his ears are a little more complicated to make. Not by much. And he's a little faster to make than Freddy because he doesn't have a hat.
60%. Dog, I'm cooked. I'm cooked on night 1.
Because you need to stop messing. First of all, the first 30 seconds you spent just button spamming the cameras.
I was bored. Me. Where did he go?
Look next to your.
Oh, there he is. Sorry.
You know the only time you really need to worry is when.
I feel like I would hear him move.
No, of course he's on the other side of the building.
Why is he Where did Where did she go?
How would you look outside your door, dummy? She's in the hallway.
How do you know?
Because you were flipping through the things and freaking out, and I was actually looking at the images.
Shut up. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, are you just trying to you sound like you're trying to poop each time you do that.
I am. I poop myself a little bit each time.
You know, this is kind of one of those things where, when we watch Ghost Files and you're always, wondering, how is Ryan ever not scared about it? And then I'm, seeing you react to this thing that we've seen thousands of times.
Dog, I'm afraid to walk up the stairs when it's dark. I don't wonder how he's not afraid. I'm afraid right now.
It's it's more of the matter of, some people mention, how is he still reacting so over the top? I'm probably because he's still scared to death.
Oh my god! Sorry, that scared me so bad.
Are you okay? Again.
That scared me so bad!
So...
I can't hear anything because the TV's so far away. We have the volume really low.
I think he's gone, Malin.
I can't see.
Then open the door and see Chick-fil-A. Okay, so
I need to have a heart monitor on.
So also the reason that this freaked me out so much the first time was again not because of the game, it was because of Malin doing that while I'm trying to sit here doing something. You're making me jump because you're screaming.
That scared me so bad.
And now I lost track of which stitch I was on.
Sorry. Oh my god.
Now I'm gonna have an uneven stitch count.
Sorry. Dude, that really freaking...
Single.
Oh my god, I'm getting double dutied right now.
Lots of duty happening right now. Double.
Give me.
1, 2, 3. Double. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. You're gonna die.
Evie, that's not what I need right now.
You're gonna live.
Thank you. Dang, Foxy's like, hey girl, hey cutie.
Wow, you must be doing great that you got Foxy active, first
I
night.
didn't even know he was active the first night.
Oh, he's not supposed to be.
Except I'm not checking the cameras enough, I think.
Yeah, probably. You could hypothetically just keep it on his thing and just...
You can actually keep any camera stalls him. I do know that much. Realistically, I said you can... the strategy that I think you do is you have to flip. It's like flip, check, check. But I forgot, one of the doors you have to just close for Freddy. But I don't know.
He comes in through the right side.
I think we should just do this until I get jump scared and then switch games.
It's just gonna...
That's enough for me.
It's gonna get harder each time then.
What do you mean?
Because...
On night 2 is infinitely harder than night 1? Or no, game 2, sorry.
Yeah. Good job, Malin.
I gave myself a headache already from feeling so hurt.
Because flinching so hard over the fact that he appeared at the door, not even that he jumped
Speed
you.
around, get a speeder to your death. No, literally, dog.
She is running full tilt, yes.
I want to go home.
Well, unfortunately, this is night too, so. Just don't use so much of your energy.
I'm just gonna flip a. Flipping. Dude, but oh my god, dude.
2, what happened?
Bonnie's already out.
That guy's fast. Does Bonnie always leave first, I wonder?
I think so.
Peace. 1, 2, 3, 4. Peace. Peace. 1, 2, 3, 4. Peace. Peace. 1,
Dang, Bunny moves fast.
2. Well, he's a rabbit. We two tend to be fast. 3, 4. Peace. Peace. 1, 2, 3, 4. Trace. I hear ambient music. Alright, I kind of... The thing is that, like, so, like, FNAF 1 was really a lightning in the bottle sort of lucky success sort of thing. So, you know, like, obviously it was not originally intended to be multiple games. But I think it's so interesting to be, like, the people, like, you know, stand on, like, this is, like, the FNAF universe is, like, Gen 1 of, like, Pokemon, where, like, this is the hill you stand on. This is the one that, like, it's kind of like Gen 1ers in the Pokemon franchise, for those that don't know, are the people who are just in love with Gen 1. Everything was great, and the first 150 were the best, and Charizard, Gengar, Pikachu, that sort of thing. But I'm like, this one I kind of get it. Gen 1 I don't get with as much, because Gen 1 was honestly very broken.
Oh my god.
Are you
I'm gonna...
What if you only use the lights in the door? It's like a friend surprise visitor. Well, as you can see, that was Melon just using the lights in the door, and clearly it's doing great for her. You see how much she loves the fun surprise visitor.
I'm gonna freaking pee myself and then die, probably, honestly.
Or you could die and then pee yourself.
That does happen.
You know. Anyway, so I kind of get where people are at, where they're like, a lot of people are like, they love this game, they never quite got anything that was like this game again, which is, I guess, fine. Or in some people, like, in the FNAF community, like, don't like the fact that they got, like, cuter over time and stuff like that. I'm like, I honestly did. Security Breach's vibe is more my kind of vibe for characters. And I like the idea that there's a little, it's not just haunted kids for the 10,000th time. It's like, oh, it's now the animatronics are actually have, like, character to them, and they, like, have this more, like, articulated look to them, and I really like the Security Breach bunch of characters. So, like, I like the direction the franchise has gone in. I think it's more appreciable to someone like me who's more like a casual gamer. But I also really get where people are coming from when they're saying, like, you know, they liked this style of game. Like, this is genuinely very unnerving, very scary. Like, it's really impressive that one guy made this. You know, it has really great, it's not doing a ton, like, motion-wise, but it's like, it has really great sound design, and that really is where a lot of fear comes from, is your sound design. I love how you can tell it's election season, because you're getting, like, 20 different, like, spam messages a day / phone calls a day, plus, like, 30 things of mail where they're just like, here, come vote, and you're like, wow, I wonder why everyone's so disinterested in politics. Okay, just 2 rounds, I can do that. Anyway, but, I think I've done almost all the FNAF crew. I've done, regular Freddy, I've done regular Bonnie, and I didn't even get a chance to take a picture of regular Bonnie, because I literally finished him at a con and someone bought him, so such is life. But, I've done a regular Chica. I haven't done a regular Foxy yet. I can. It probably won't be hard. Again, it's like what I was talking about earlier about crochet projects. It's like, it's the ones that have those little details, like sewing on an extra piece here, or making another extra piece there, or having little hair tufts and stuff like that. It's like, it's not technically a lot. It's not really anything more than I do for the Freddys I make. But it's an extra step that your ADHD brain is like, that'll be so hard, and then you just procrastinate the heck out of it. So, I should make a Foxy at some point. It's also because I haven't decided, like, I need the right shade of red, orange. I got so many shades of red. I actually just got a lot of this, like, I don't think that's the first time Chica's shown up. Malon's clearly doing great. Really rocking that beanie for power.
I'm dead of doors! Double doors! I need to limit of power for double doors!
And then don't check the camera!
Please! And I can't see if Bonnie's there or not. Chica's still there.
You try to open the door and see what happens.
Chica! Go away!
Don't go checking the cameras.
Well, I have to keep Foxy. He said you should use the cameras to keep Foxy.
Oh, I guess that's fair. Keep doing your thing then. Ignore me. Wow, she's persistent.
Chica, go home, dude. Oh my girl, freaking get out of my pants!
She wants to be in your pants really badly.
Chica, please.
Wow,
Go
she's
home,
determined.
Girl, please, I'm begging you.
She's like, hey, you want to sleep over?
Light.
That's not doing anything besides burning your power.
I thought if I just like flashed her,
No,
that
that does not work.
girl, you're right. Can you go away, dude?
You should just sit here and just keep opening the thing and then, you know, just ignore her.
Girl, please. I don't have enough power!
Oh, see if Bonnie went away.
Dog, are you freaking kidding me?
Because she's clearly not, so you might as well check and see if Bonnie's gone. Open the other door. You're gonna run out of power. At least she's gone. Nope. Never mind. This is going so great. It says, Lil Chica's determined to get your power down. Yes, she was.
Don't go away!
Yeah.
No!
Yeah, stare at-
Freddy, please! Freddy, please! Let's go! Let's go!
Malon's truly feeling the euphoria that those early, like, you know, the ancestors of YouTubers felt.
I enjoy this game as an experience, not as a game. Does that make sense?
You enjoy it the way I enjoy Genshin Impact.
And by that I mean I don't enjoy it.
Yes, that's why I said that. That's why I related it to that game. I love Genshin Impact in terms of the world building, the character designs, the getting merch of it, reading fanfiction of it. The game itself, I've not yet enjoyed.
What, dude? Where is she?
Why you bother looking for her? You know she's just gonna come to your door anyway.
That's fine.
Don't really need to know where she is.
Dang, Homegirl's moving fast today.
Yeah, she's ready to party.
Get it, 'cause I'm flipping.
Yep.
I can definitely see, like, when you're wearing your headphones and you're not, like, lost in the sauce. Holy shoot dang!
I'll get ready for Foxy to run.
Sorry, dude. I didn't know we were... Like, if you have headphones in the dark, like, the ambiance is really intense. And I'm already at 83. I'm cooked!
You're doing great, Madeline. I believe in you. This is like, Alfred Hitchcock level of tensions where it's like, if you give someone a certain amount of time for something to happen, then you have that much amount of tension, as opposed to, like, if something happens suddenly, then, you just have surprise. That's kind of like jump scares work in a way, and, like, that you have, like, the tension of knowing... tension of knowing something's coming, while also having the explosion of something randomly jump out at you and then freaking out. Okay, he's coming, Melanie.
Get out of the cameras.
There he is.
Okay.
Well, you
I
didn't
got
die to...
really nervous that I... Oh, sorry, I forgot which button went to which.
Well, you didn't die to Foxy instantly, so that's already better than last time.
Good thing I've watched hours upon hours on
I'm pretty sure you died.
Footage.
I'm pretty sure you died to Foxy the last time we played this.
I would believe you.
You're doing so good, Madeline.
Chica is... I'm at 65, dog. I'm... cooked, I believe.
You see they had that one that's like the play FNAF in real time?
Yeah, it's like a 6-hour long FNAF.
Wouldn't that just be incredibly slow, though?
Yes,
I feel it would be very boring.
it is. And they said, like, there's a lot of bugs on it still. About, like, there's not enough power, or, like, certain animatronics just disappear after a certain hour.
Yeah.
But I remember talking about this when I did my first original game study with this, and being like, the atmosphere in the first game is absolutely the strongest based off all of them, because it's got a lot of, like, ambient sounds and stuff that, like, makes it very believable. Like, you're like, oh yeah, like, I'm...
Increase.
I think Chica's in the kitchen. I gave myself, like, a headache, dude, with how freaking...
You're focusing very intensely. You really just need to check the doors and keep an eye on what stage Foxy's at. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Increase.
1, 2, 3.
Increase.
I don't remember what interval you're supposed to. You're supposed to do, like, check camera, check door, but I don't know the interval. I'm feeling going really fast.
2. You're really not. You're actually going slow.
I'm running out of power, though. I'm running out of so much power. I have no power.
4, 5. Increase. Increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think I definitely would be more like I'm definitely kind of like yikes. I think I'd be definitely like more super duper scared. Is everyone gone off the stage?
Yes.
Including Freddy?
1, 2, 3, 4. Well, you are in night 3. That's when he becomes active.
I didn't think he came after until like night 5.
No, he becomes most aggressive near night 5. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes.
Dude, go away.
This makes me think of all the exclamations that they have in the various animated shorts, like from Markiplier and Jacksepticeye. Usually it's just like, he's still there, he won't go away. I'm like, well, we can attest to that. That is indeed a problem. Single round, alright. I think you're doing great, Malin. You're at 4 a.m., you're not doing bad. I also like to see the pictures on the back wall are definitely something he made in MS Paint. Usually some people actually...
Which is funny because kids, like the age of my class, draw just like the most abhorrent looking creatures you've ever seen.
Yeah. Digital age is definitely doing wonders for the imagination, I'm sure. No, all I feel when I was looking at a video that's talking about Pokeball Plus and how that was, I'm like, man, that's 8 years old now. Let's go. Even Pikachu is actually kind of getting up there now. So everyone kind of just ignores that game and the fact that it's not the best because it's Kanto, and everyone's like, oh well, it's fine. People still wonder if they're going to do another Let's Go game. Honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to it. The next one would be, obviously, to do Johto, and Johto's a great region
please
anyway.
Literally go away.
Well, check and see if Bonnie's still there, because Chica's probably going to hang out.
Bonnie is still there.
Well, you gotta release one of those doors. Or...
Bonnie's still there, and Chica's still there. Go away! Yeah.
Are you sure Bonnie's still there?
You can see his shoulder. Okay, now he's gone.
Alright, I trust you.
Oh, she's gone. Okay, cool.
I can't see very well from this distance. Wow, Mally's made it through 3 nights. And she's definitely mentally stable for it.
I can't take any more stress on my body. I think I'm gonna start pooping out my organs, dude.
I mean, I'm kind of doing that right now anyway, so.
They don't give you any breaks to chill either!
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you gotta think about this game is really quite efficient when you think about it. There's no loading screens or anything. It's just, in it with, minimal dialogue. This is a very minimalist game when you think about it, and I think that's why it works so well. Is that it gives you the least amount of information to work with, and so therefore you feel most stressed and out of control.
Dude.
I'm about
listen to this call. This call's a cool one. He got dead.
Do we ever actually figure out what the identity of Phone Guy is? Because it's not the purple guy. For the longest time, people did think the Phone Guy was the purple guy, but it's confirmed they're different people because the Phone Guy dies. We know purple guy dies somewhere else. funny how for the longest time the best thing we had in these games was because nothing is told to you explicitly. It's just like, guy. Phone guy, not to be confused with phone dude. Like, definitely it was the ambiguous lore that kept this franchise going for a while. But honestly, I will admit that with the current storytelling, the fact that like Steelwool wants to go and tell a little bit more obvious of a story, I think sometimes you gotta accept that. Like people are like, oh, we want to make this like 9th level chess, and Steelwool's like, nope, we're just playing checkers. And you're like, you know what? That's fine. Honestly, when you've done, it's kind of like, you know, fads that come back in fashion. When you've done something for so long, like something like this ambiguous lore that has like so twisted and stuff like that, eventually, even though that's what you come to expect, you also do find it to be a breath of fresh air when then you don't do that. It doesn't mean you don't come back to being the ambiguous weird lore, but sometimes you like giving a story. That's why I like Security Reach. Giving a story that's relatively easy to follow can sometimes seem refreshing because you're like, oh, for once I don't have to do so much complicated math in order to figure things out. The MCU became like that too. Originally, you could just watch the movies to watch them, and then like after Phase 2, you're like, okay, now I have to do homework. But it wasn't too bad because, you know, like they still were relatively close together. And then you get to Phase 4 where there's like, I have to watch like 15 like TV shows in order to understand what's going on in the movies now. Because when you have to do homework to watch movies, it's like, I think that's a bit much. Okay, 3, 9, and 3, and 9. 3 half double increases. Alright. 1. I might finish this head too, honestly.
Cool.
I'm about halfway through it. It's pretty much just a circle, so 2, 3, 4.
I think it's good that they don't give you time between nights, because if they did, I would not continue.
6, yep.
I would just be done. Because it's 2 a.m. and I only have 65.
7.
Power's going down like crazy.
8.
Oh no! I'm dead. I'm dead and cooked.
9. What happened? I looked down.
I got like the it's me kind of like flashing faces.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that unless you see the Golden Freddy posters.
Like, I might not sound stressed, but it's because I'm so highly stressed.
No, you sound stressed. Don't worry. You sound stressed.
Okay, I don't want it to sound like I'm
You
not
do.
scared
No,
and incredibly
you
stressed
do.
out right now.
You sound immensely stressed. You sound very panicked. Definitely a fair bit scared.
This is exactly what I needed to wind down after a long work day. Stress of a different type.
But this is very controllable, not dangerous stress. You're not.
I have a heart attack.
Well, that would be unfortunate, but this is the video game kind of stress, so it's, you know, safe stress. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 1, 1.
She's twitching, yo.
2.
My girl's freaking out.
She do be twitchy. 2, 3. It's also impressive how creepy you can make something sound just by speeding it up or slowing it down.
Yeah, that's a real child's laugh. I mean, dog just look at freaking. Oh.
2. Just amazing how context is everything when it comes to sound. Like, you can't discern the
See,
context.
there's
That makes it
Freddy.
almost worse.
I went off the camera by accident. That lets him in.
6, 7, 8, Okay, you're doing great. Single round. Oh, I forgot to bring safety eyes up. I think I have some down here. I think I left some in a pile somewhere. 1,
Bonnie, go away, dog.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. Oh, now you fought 4, Malline. Good job. 31.
I don't think I blinked for 40 straight seconds.
You were very quiet. 22. This is definitely not the game to be distressing. Yeah, choices were made.
About what?
You're very focused, I think. I think in some ways it is good in terms of giving you something new to focus on. 5, 6, 7, 8, 4. I was wondering what that
That's
noise
my
is.
dubstep version.
Yeah.
Ew, ew, ew.
There's another
I'm
thing.
trying to like listen for the feet.
It probably is easier to listen with headphones on. Okay, let's see if I can find my bag of safety eyes. I think I brought some up here with me at some point. How many more do I have to go until I decrease? So I can do it to a certain point. 4, 3, 2, 2. like probably start at least the first decrease row just to see what happens. It's going pretty well though. I only got like 4 more rows left on this head. Just I need to go get some eyes. I don't remember what size. Apparently, actually, I've been making these like Freddy's this whole time, and apparently I was just using way smaller eyes than I actually was supposed to. Cause I was like, ew, 16mm, I know how big that is. And then I'm like, oh, actually, I've been using much smaller eyes than that.
Oh my god.
One, what?
Buddy was looking at me right down the snout there.
2. His snout or your snout?
Snout to snout.
Alright. It's been very intimate. Decrease. One, 2, 3.
See how like he just raw dogs and looks at you? You freaking me out.
Yes. Yes. 1, 2.
You know, absolutely there's something in my eye, but I don't know.
4. Decrease. Decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4. Decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4. Decrease. Decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't like when he looks at me like that. Look at me, weirdo.
It's a stare.
Freaking me out.
That might be his goal, though, to be fair. 1.
That guy's really freaking me out.
I can imagine. 2, 3, 4.
Dog, my teeth literally hurt.
You clenching your jaw?
I don't think so.
Probably are. I forgot I had these mini goldfish up here. Malin got me some mini goldfish when we went to the competition. Because I didn't have actual food, so.
See how he just like looks at me like that?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, get a job. See how he like looks at me?
Mm-hmm.
Like that?
Hmm. 3 in a day craze.
No, I didn't know I was paying attention.
Well, if it makes you feel better, you are at 5 a.m., so maybe you'll get lucky. 2, 3.
Go!
No, you just beat Five Nights at Freddy's. You made it to... Actually, we should screenshot that one. Yeah, you got it on yours. There you go. Wow, look at how pixelated that looks on a Switch screen.
The 5th Night at Freddy's!
You got really lucky there.
Let's go. No, I have watched... So... I've watched YouTube videos on this. The strategy there is you have to flip and then check. That's why I was doing that. I'm not doing that because I'm a good gamer. I'm doing that because I've watched hundreds of hours of videos on Five Nights at Freddy's.
I more meant the fact that twice you got to the Freddy song.
Oh yeah, I got super lucky.
Yeah. He can either kill you instantly or you might get lucky and he'll give you like a 10-second long song and you might last. And you literally caught him twice, and twice he said, I'm going to play the long version of the song.
My man's looking out for me today. My man, Freddy Fazboy.
Freddy Fazboy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Freaking awesome, dude.
Did you think that you were actually going to be completing Five Nights at Freddy's tonight?
No, I was like, I will die on the second night and then we'll be done. And then I was like, that's it.
Instead, you're like, oh, actually, I got through all 5 nights. You feel accomplished now?
Dope, dude.
You can now say you've beaten Five Nights at Freddy's.
Let's go.
You're gonna...
Woo!
You feel empowered now?
Yeah, I'm gonna use all the cheats.
You got 6 flames, 5 flames.
Infinite power! Infinite power!
Oh, look, you've seen.
But I'd like to do this so we can talk about. I've seen a lot of, and what I think is really
You can see
interesting.
Chica move. That's so cool.
There is a great. I'm gonna leave both my lights on. There's a great video about the game design, and specific to this game only. This game is 100% RNG based, so that's why it's not like a skill based game. It's like you have to do your best to fight around the RNG, because this is the only Five Nights at Freddy's game that is truly based on a number generator. Like, this just is random. You cannot
That's
predict
why
it.
sometimes if you get really just unlucky on like the 5th night, that's all. It's like it's not even a skill based thing. Sometimes you just get really unlucky. Malin got lucky.
Look how fast they're moving, dude. For night 6, they're moving quick.
I mean,
They're
night 6
running.
is supposed to be the hardest one. So.
Yeah. That's why I wanted to so you can like see them moving. And when the camera goes dark like that, that's whenever they're moving from scene to scene. So it only goes like dark like that when you're moving. And when it gets to a certain point, when they get to your door, then they will reset automatically to their farthest back room in their progression state beyond the stage. And once Freddy gets out, I know he goes to cam 4B, which is this one. And once he gets here, you're like, you have to keep your camera on here, because if you move the camera, you die. So that's why I was always on this camera. And at
He's
any
so
point,
smart.
Foxy needs the camera to be open or to not move. So, as long
It's
as you
fine.
have the
You
camera
actually only-
open, it
so-
doesn't have to be on his screen. As long as you just have the
No,
camera
it's interesting.
open.
Foxy only charged you once the entire time you played.
You know, I was very impressed by that.
Your strat really worked, Malin.
Well, it's not mine; it's the game's. But I would really
No,
recommend.
I know it's not, but I'm just saying the fact you remembered it was
Yeah,
impressive.
well, I'd really recommend. It's a super interesting video. The 2 I'd recommend is one on the sound design in the general ambiance of FNAF. Great video, just in general.
We'll put them in our chat.
Game design. I love studying. I studied a lot of game design when I was in college, so I loved watching those and talking about why is this game in specific so it stands out so much beyond the rest of the games. The other ones have great aspects to them, but why is this one like the definitive Five Nights at Freddy's game, and a lot of it comes down to the ambiance. You know, the screens, the sound, the limited lighting, all that kind of stuff.
It's literally the game that makes itself scary by lack of information and too much information at the same time.
Exactly, and it's and the RNG, if you're into like the more technical side of games, is super super interesting to look into because it shows you so much math that went behind the creation of this game. It's really, I love looking at it because it's all based in statistics. So this is not like, oh, well, if I get good enough, you know, like you might be playing like Smash Bros. Be like, oh, you know how they get frame perfect stuff. It's not like this is not a skill based game. This is a RNG based game that you use your skill to work around the RNG.
See, that's the thing I like. Because on one hand, I do like being skilled, but on the other hand, I'm like, I definitely think I'm more of an RNG and learn how to make the skills work for you sort of gamer.
Yeah.
Because games where I'm like, oh, you have to get like fast button presses and you just have to know when to react. I'm like, I don't care for those things as much. Because usually I just don't have good enough reflexes, so I'll either get good or I'll just get bored and move on.
Yeah.
But like things that like are RNG based, be like, well, I lost this time, but maybe I won't next time because it's RNG based. You know, you're willing to try again. It's like gambling.
But it's cool that you can see their faces as they teleport, because they have what's called movement opportunities, so there's a certain, like, gamble on a dice, and if, when they roll their number, if it's above or below a certain integer, it tells them whether they can move or whether they fail and they have to stay in their spot, and it's like every, you know, like 0.3 second interval or 3 second interval, every night the interval goes down, where they re-roll their chance. This is the only game that I really know a lot about the mechanics. The other ones, the mechanics...
Because it's the one that came first. Everyone's looked at this one to death.
Yeah, the other two, like, I know some about them, but I don't know really their mechanics that well. Like, especially 2. It's interesting to watch... I've watched a lot of speed runs, and speedrunners will say the second game, they say you can tell if who's likes the second game based on who played it and who watched it. Because it's like, among people like me who've watched it, it's very, very popular. Among people who've played it, they hate it. And they're like, it's the worst game to play because it's so difficult and there's a lot of stuff that's just left to burn a chance. It doesn't count because I didn't really win.
But you got to 5 on your own, and I'm so proud of you for doing that. It's the beanie. The beanie gave you power.
The beanie of power. And we can do, like, I can let one night run until I get a jump scare. Like the 6 nights, just so you can see what a jump scare looks like. I mean, everyone's seen a jump scare, but...
Everyone knows the jump scare. We don't really need to. If you don't know what the jump scares are, find any other YouTuber that isn't us. We're not even YouTubers, we're streamers. Find literally anyone on, like, I don't think we need to. Unless you want to.
No, not really.
Do you see a bag of safety eyes somewhere around you?
No. No, I do not.
I could have sworn I had an extra bag of safety eyes.
That took, actually... like everything out of me.
So you want to call it there? It's 9:40.
Oh my god. Do you want to try playing,
No, not particularly. I actually just need to
LOL.
I need to get some safety eyes so I can finish this head off.
I, like, need to lay down, dude. Who's broke meal cookie?
That's, Addie, I believe.
I did it. I did it.
You did it.
I did it for you.
Yay! Sing the Dora song. We did it.
Yeah, we did it. Yeah.
Something in Spanish. We did it.
So thoughts from the crowd.
Am
I allowed to go to bed, or do you want more Freddy?
You could always try Sister Location. That one's not bad.
Yeah, I also said, here's the games we have, because I have the deluxe
core collection.
So what are the thoughts? Mike to the crowd. What are we thinking? Do we want more Freddy? Do we want...
Actually, while you're doing that, I'm going to look through my digital games.
There you go.
So yeah, what would you like Mallory to play us? Rest will play a different one, which I can't see the rest. Another night. Yeah, oh, by the way, give an update and just a reminder to people what's going on for this week.
In what regard? There's a lot of stuff going on.
As in regards to when we're likely going to be streaming next.
Tuesday of next week, I believe.
Yeah, Mallory's not going to be here.
Yeah, I'm leaving Thursday, so I'm working my first job, and then I'll drop my kid off at my second job.
You should play Astral Chain again. That was a great game. I need to play that again.
So
I'm still working on my blog. I'm just gonna pop in here for a minute.
Hey,
This
why
is
not,
apparently supposed to be a game that's like Fire Emblem, so I really need to play that at some point.
Oh.
But I am trying to have a blog. Then like October for some reason is the busiest month ever, so I've not chosen a new game for October yet. So I'm just gonna have to put my review. I am gonna. It should be up there soon. It was supposed to be up today, but I just got distracted. Well, it's more like I have other things to do first, but. So, I'm going to be posting my, like, month-long experience review of, Valkyria Chronicles onto my blog soon. It's Dusk Gamer. It's on WordPress. Just look up Dusk Gamer WordPress. You'll probably find it. It has, like, 3 posts right now. I would love if more people came and, like, just give me a little like. It makes me feel happy. But I write about games. I'm not sure what my next game is going to be. I wrote an article about Pal World and all the legal stuff that's been going on in that game. I'm pretty proud of it. I will probably post it on my blog as well. So definitely if you want to know more about Pal World, the Pokemon with Guns game. And the fact that people are trying to spoof Pal World, which I think is really funny. It just shows how petty Nintendo is. But I would... I was very proud of that, so I'm going to put that on there. And so I'm not doing a game this month. I'm kind of giving this month for me. I'm taking some time to finally play some more Honkai Star Rail, which is a game I genuinely love. And we'll probably buy the physical version of when it comes out, even though it is by definition a gacha game. Like every other gacha game I've played, for those who don't know, that's where you like pull randomly for units. I'm just seeing what games I have here to see if we got anything else that was like spooky-ish. But gacha games are where you go and like pull for units in order to like play something. Most gacha games are like you have the gacha game, and then behind like the gacha elements you have like, a little bit of game. But usually it's not a lot. It's usually very basic. It's usually the story's like kind of hacked together, but you have endearing characters. That's how most gacha games go. I go and pop into Star Rail, and I'm like, wow, an actually in-depth game with a pretty engaging world and characters that seem to like interact with each other. What a strange experience. So it's like every other gacha game I've played is like a gacha with game behind it, and like Star Rail is like the only one that I've been like that is game with gacha behind it. So it's like I genuinely enjoy the experience. I told Madeline at some point on here it's on the list of things to do, but at some point in there I do want to start a like Star Rail account for Madeline to play on because I think she would enjoy it. And I would love to do that on stream.
And I would love to do that. It's definitely got to be like a spring thing though.
It's not anytime soon, but just something I'm thinking about. And like we also want to start her a Genshin account because I'm wondering if maybe she played it with me, I wouldn't be so opposed to the gameplay. It's just the game's so empty.
I just want to be
stuff.
Nicolette. That's the only character I need.
Well, he's coming into focus actually again. Apparently, from what the current leaks say, is that the next banner is supposed to be like him and Zhongli together. So they're just going to go double dragon grandpas together.
If they do, then I will make an account and I will pull for him a million times, and then I will do nothing with that account until we decide to stream with it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I did that's literally how I started my account. We literally started my account. I pulled a bunch of times to get him, and I did nothing else with it until I hit him and came back.
I love Nicolette.
He's a very
I don't even know if that's
man.
how you pronounce his name.
Pretty sure it is.
But I love him.
I think we're pretty close. I'm not sure about some other ones, but I'm pretty sure we're good on that one. We listened to one of his voice lines to listen to it. I'm pretty sure that's what his name is. It's weird that that's apparently his last name, so I'm like, do you have a first name, or...
No, he's a wagon.
So, like, every other, like, character has, like... Also, the man, I could talk about that. The fact that they're like, this is a dragon, they're like, but also this is a dragon, but also this is a dragon in the world of Genshin. You're like, so... on one hand, we have this is a dragon, but that's a dragon, and now they're in...
Why does Zhongli not have little horns?
Because he's in a human form. He's trying to blend in.
I want him with his little horns.
Well, because they also don't, for some reason, want to give alt costumes to anyone but, like, 3 girls, so...
That's how it always goes.
No.
Anyways, in that regards...
So, yeah, that's
we're going to start streaming more later. Not this month, and probably not next month, but maybe January.
Well, you might next month. Like, we get, like, halfway through it.
We'll see.
I'm thinking things will slow down, and we might want to
I
have.
hope so, but I'm also.
We
not
might.
going to.
It'll
I'm
give
not
us.
gonna put my hopes too
It'll
high.
give us more time to talk to each other.
It'll be nice. Yeah, I'm just not gonna put my hopes too high yet.
I'm going to be optimistic because it does mean
Which
nothing
is good.
else.
You're the optimistic one, and that's what I need in my life. A little optimism.
Anyway, but
I'm the Debbie Downer. Rah.
anyway, so yeah, things that we'd love to do in the future is to start some of those. So essentially for the month of November, instead of doing like something for my blog, I've just kind of been playing Star Rail and completing some quests. I was talking to Mallory about this other one the other day that I'm like, I literally just did this quest to clear it off my checklist, and then it actually made me think deeply about stuff. And I'm getting that out of a gacha game. Also, other thing that, again, this is something we will not be playing on stream, but I just wanted to say it because I'm excited. I got my limited edition for Metaphor Ring Fantasio came in like 2 days ago. It was actually after we had come back from a competition, so it was there when I got home, and I'm so excited. It looks so good. I haven't even opened it yet because it's me and Mallion are going to play that like we played Persona 5 Royal. Well, Persona 5 and Royal. But the way we did is that we just essentially carved out one day a week where we're like, okay, this is this video game day, and we just played it all day. And we're going to play it like that because I was like, I was originally like, I'm so excited, I'm going to start. And my mom's like, will you wait for me? So yes, I will wait for her. I'll always wait for her. Anyway, so we're going to do it where we'll play it. I mean, the game's too new to have guides on it, I would assume. I mean, you probably could look up a guide if you want, but I think we just play it and like we straight up. Apparently, it's not as stringent on like getting everything as like their Persona games are. So I'm excited. I've heard so many things about it so far. I've been mainly keeping myself like out of like the know of things, not even like casual. Like I've just looked at a couple like different tips for like starting that are like non-spoilery. But I'm so excited for it. I am so excited to open our limited edition. We will not be playing that one on stream because that's one we're just gonna enjoy for ourselves. But like. If anyone else starts playing it, I don't think anyone in our current chat are RPG people, but if you're not, you should at the very least try some of Atlas's games. They're so fun. Especially like that's the thing I think is so interesting is that like how gamers I'm just gonna ramble for a little bit here while Malin gets out of her share, but like how gamers equate time. Because on one hand, you can have a gamer who will go and play 80 hours to beat Persona 5 and have another gamer bulk at that time. Like, oh, I couldn't put that much time to it. But yet the same gamer could also be someone who has spent 110 hours in Animal Crossing.
That's
The same gamer could be someone who's spent
some people
like...
did like 600 hours in Animal Crossing versus I did like 150 in 3 houses. But there's also some games I could not imagine playing 100. Like I did 3 Hopes, and that one I think I spent 60 hours in, and I hated all 60 hours.
I don't know who it was. It might have been I was talking to DJ or something like that. I don't know. I was talking to someone about, like, how they never thought, how, like, I told them to play, like, Persona 5. It's a master class of a game. And they're like, I just don't have the time to sink into that. And I was like, but you've sunk, like, 80 hours into Breath of the Wild. You know? Like, it's not shaming them, by the way. That's fine. But, like...
In the Animal Crossing lol, yeah. I think I have like 400 hours on, maybe 300, maybe 300 to 400 because I played it during the pandemic.
I don't know how long it is.
Animal Crossing doesn't count because it's a pandemic.
Well, here's
game.
another.
Any pandemic games don't count.
Here's another. Well, I think that's when we played that
We've played Persona in many different times.
But
pandemic and
we definitely
so.
went through Ace Attorney during the pandemic, or like people who can't sit through like Ace Attorney or something like that. But like another example, I guess would be I don't know how long it is because we haven't played it yet. It's on the list once I own it. I don't own it yet. Baldur's Gate 3 I hear has a lot. I imagine is a long game because it has a lot of quests and a lot of options and people replay it a lot. So like it's more interesting than me to be like people will go and be like, hey, I can spend 80 hours in this one game, but spending 8 hours in a different game sounds like a very difficult task. And so it's more like the fact that like the title around JRPGs of being long and in depth and intense storylines versus like some people need to spend hours of mindless time together. Or like I still think of like when people classify Baldur's Gate 3 as like, an RPG, like a turn-based RPG sort of thing, or top-down RPG, or I don't know actually what the gameplay is like in that game, but...
I don't think it's turn-based, I believe it might be a top-down.
But like, and you can be a JRPG and not be from Japan, by the way. JRPG more refers to the fact of like the art style aesthetic, the depth of the storyline, and usually the like layer of like customizability. So we're talking skill trees, large parties, usually turn-based combat, but not always. I did a whole like paper on this, FYI. But so I had to get down the weeds into like my professor was like, I need you to like define every term, or like I had to get down the reach of defining what was like an RPG, a JRPG versus an SRPG, you know, like I had to get into it. But I think it's interesting to go and be like, you know, people are like, how did you spend like 120 hours in Persona 5? I'm like, well, probably the same way you might play like 120 hours. Like, I'm sure DJ's clocked for hundreds of hours in Smash Bros. Because he does that for tournaments. But like, you know, like for him, he can't get through like Persona 5 or like a Pokemon game or something like that. It's like, I think it's interesting how like, as gamers, we've all, if you're actually a gamer, like even like, I don't think there's such a thing as a casual gamer anymore. I think casual gamers with anything are mobile gamers at this point. They've evolved into a new breed.
My mobile Pokemon game.
I mean, people who say they're casual gamers are people who are like, I think are just playing mobile games. I think anyone who considers themselves a gamer is someone who's like, will play a couple hours in a game and will play it like, you know, semi-regularly, maybe like a couple times a week. I think that counts you as a gamer regardless. But like, that time builds. I think anyone can put time into like 80 hours into a game, not necessarily all at once. Like right now, I'm just working on the quests in Star Rail. I'm just giving myself like 2 or 3 hours 3 times a week. You know, I go in thinking I'm going to spend an hour, and then I just keep hitting like snooze on my timer, and then next thing you know, it's like 1 in the afternoon. I'm like, oh, I need to go eat. But it's I think it's a fascinating thing. Or even just we spent so little time right there in Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah, it felt like such a long game watching people play it. You know, it's actually a very short game when you think about it. I have loads of hours and stuff because I'm slow and afraid to miss any content. And that's the other thing. I actually had a very interesting video I watched about, you know, like the fear of missing out and stuff like that, and like the fear of like doing a incorrect playthrough the first time. Like, for instance, I've said whenever I play a Fire Emblem game, I go in with the intention of not making any mistakes, but like my first playthrough is always what I call my rough playthrough, because it's going to be the one where I'm still figuring out the systems. I'll make all the mistakes. I'll not do things quite right the first time, and the second playthrough is usually the one where I can actually come to appreciate the game and see it really for what it is, and like, you know, enjoy its mechanics and stuff like that. Or if it's like Tellius, I play it 3 times, and then by the time I actually beat it the first time, I actually do a better playthrough after that. But I'm like, yeah, fear of missing content is definitely a real thing. Like, that's why I'm doing Star Rail right now. There's a whole nother world I want to explore. I'm ready to go into it. I'm high enough level to do it. I do want to go into it because I want to meet the character that I just bought a very expensive figurine for. It looks amazing, though. I can't wait until it comes in. It'll be sometime next year. But, like, I could go to the next world, but at the same time, I don't want to miss out on all the stuff on the previous worlds I want to look into. I'm like, well, I want to do a couple of these quests, too. But I'm like, at the same time, like, I want to go forward to the next world. So, I don't know. I got a couple more quests I'm going to do in the current world I'm in, but I'm like, it's funny how, like, you know, like, the hours just melt away when you're playing something, you know? In a way I don't know any other mediums quite do the same. Like, watching TV, sure. Movies, books can all spend that amount of time too, but there's something about video games and the fact that they're interactive, and the fact that you like feel like you're a part of it. It's not media you can just consume. It's not media you can just observe. It's something that you put effort into it and you get effort out of it. It's practically the creative process, except for it's like on rails, so people who don't consider themselves creative can do it with like the safety of knowing that it's like, you know, there's a safety net there. It's like, you know, in some ways like a roller coaster, I guess, where like you're having like the thrill, but you know you're safe doing it. Like, even games that are very difficult, like there's a thrill in like knowing the fact like I know where the parameters are. Once I, you know, now I know where those boundaries are, I can like play around inside this area, you know. It's the thing about like I, you know, kind of would, I don't know how I would make it, but it's like sometimes I want to just go and be like, I would love to just have like a game appreciation class where it's just like, let's just sit and talk about how impressive this medium is, like how unique it is from literally anything else. There is nothing else like in like entertainment media that's like a video game. And Man, it's fun when I just finished my classes at Liberty. It's funny when you go into like your Liberty thing and people are like, yeah, I think games are a waste of time, and I'm like, what do you define as a video game? And they list Dungeons and Dragons and Candy Crush as video games. I'm like, well, both those are games. Only one of those is actually a video game, and even then I would argue it's not even that because it's a mobile game. It's funny how some of the older crowd in my Liberty classes are just like, wow, how often do you go on the internet? Or more like point, how often do you go and interact with things as opposed to just reading off of Twitter or something, you know? It's one of those funny things where I'm just like, come on, there can't be anyone out there who still thinks video games are bad. Like, they're like anything else. You can become addicted to anything. You can have too much of anything. But I'm like, there can't still be people out there that think video games are genuinely bad, or like they're a waste of time, or they're not an art form in some way. Like, not every video game is, obviously. But every video game is a unique experience just because of the fact that it's like you can do. The possibility is just immense. Anyway, I think I've talked long enough to give Madeline a few moments to decompress here. Mm-hmm. So we're hitting 10 o'clock. Let's try and get to bed early, as our audience has said. And we'll come back stronger another day. You looked incredibly tired today, so let's definitely try and turn it a little early. So that was Spooktober number 2. We did Five Nights at Freddy's. Madeline actually beat it without dying once.
Let's go, baby.
So it was the good luck of the FNAF beanie. That's what gave her power. And also I was here crocheting next to her for moral support.
I think that helped a lot for me.
Having me there working with yarn. I'm glad that I comforted you. Anyway, so next week, I don't know what we'll play next week for our spooky game. I'll have to see what we have. See what I have under my digital games. We can always pop in Luigi's Mansion, the original.
Or there's other Freddys we can do.
If you want to try another Freddy.
No, but I'm just putting it out there.
Don't put it out there or they'll choose it. They happened to us before. Anyway, those who are in our Discord,
Dubs.
Yeah, well, you can give us recommendations. You know what type of games we actually enjoy. Please, we can play Luigi's Mansion. We do have, as we were telling our friends, we do have it, the original game disc on, like, the original console. We'll play Luigi's Mansion. Luigi's Mansion's first era. Luigi's Mansion is another game that you could just talk for hours about, building atmosphere. And as much as people love Luigi's Mansion 3, I can't. Luigi's Mansion 3 to me is like security breaches for a lot of people in the FNAF fandom. It's like, yes, it looks better. Yes, they've done more with the gameplay. You know, it's got a lot of content here. But it doesn't have the same eeriness that the first game had. Luigi's Mansion, the first one on GameCube. And I think the remake's honestly probably going to screw it because they're probably going to make it less spooky, the remake they're making of it. Or remaster, whatever. The original's Luigi's Mansion, man, the sound design, the set design, the lighting, the way that he just kind of hums scaredly to himself. There's so much about the game that just makes it effortlessly creepy. Let's play Luigi's Mansion next week. Okay, you convinced us. Good argument. I'm glad you fought so hard for it. We'll do Luigi's Mansion next Tuesday. So make sure to tune in, anyone who's here. Tell your friends. Probably around 8 o'clock or something. Anyway, thanks everyone for showing up. We love talking to you guys. I love talking to you guys. Madeline appreciates you being here. She's being the edgy character right now. You look just like this person in Persona 3. Man, Persona 3 Reloaded. I need to play that at some point. I'm going to play Mad 4 Refantasio first, but Persona 3 is one of those ones I definitely need to do at some point. Because I own it in both versions now. Anyway, thanks for everyone showing up. We appreciate you. See y'all next time.